You joining us on YouTube in the future, I forgot to start recording my first couple turns, so we played a Shard and then played a Warpsteel Shardsworn. This card is very good because it makes 2 bodies for the card Consult the Talon, which has triple mobilized draw 3 cards. So we hit a Sapphire Shard here, which is perfect, because that means I get to Consult, and normally this costs 7, but I can make it cost 5, cost 3 by exhausting these 2 things, and draw 3 cards here. Perfect. Going on X-Dows. And we started Magic a little bit early this morning, and we've been playing Hex for the last hour or so here. Opponent's got a 4-4 with speed. It's fine, we've got a Transmogrifade for that one. The real filthy net decking. I'm going to focus here. I think I want to try and find... I want to try and find a Copycat. I already have another Consult, so I'm going to grab this Warpsteel Shardsworn to make this next Consult extra cheap. Play this out. I'm going to go to attack with my 3-3 here. Before damage, I'm going to Transmogrifade their 4-4, so that way this becomes a 4-4. So this turns their troop into a Randas. Now every time this readies, they're going to get to draw a resource. That's awkward. Awkward. So getting in my extra point of damage off of this ended up punishing me. Sell it. When this becomes blocked, they draw the top card of our deck. Nothing like putting a bunch of spiders into your opponent's deck and then drawing cards off of it. Not exactly a combo from our opponent. Empress is pretty good. Do I want to just play her out? Yeah, probably. And then we can Consult and hopefully find a Copycat. Ding, ding, ding. So we get to play this out, which exhausts what I put in. So this deck that I'm playing is kind of an aggro prison deck. It's a really neat archetype. So Empress of Ice, whenever we gain a Sapphire threshold, it exhausts an opposing card. And then as long as we have 5 Sapphire thresholds, my opponent's cards don't ready on their turn. And Copycat costs 0 resources, but you have to have 5 Sapphire thresholds to play it out. We're going to make a copy of our Empress of Ice. And I'm going to go ahead and use my champion power to generate another Sapphire threshold to activate these and exhaust this card and this card from my opponent. So now all of their cards are exhausted, and they don't ready. And we're just going to get to beat them down with our dorks here until they can answer these. And I have cards like Runebind to protect my threats. So, like, if they try and kill my Empress of Ice here, I'm going to Runebind my Empress of Ice, so that way it can come back later. Next time I draw a resource. Empress is the only deck that makes me salty. Everybody loves a good prison deck. Alright, let's play out the Sapphire resource, exhaust both of these. And then I'm going to play out this card, Commander P.R.O.M.P.T. And Commander P.R.O.M.P.T makes all my little poopers here hit extra hard. So, Commander P.R.O.M.P.T says my readied troops gain +2 defense and my exhausted troops get +2 attack. So now my Empress is hit for 4 and my 1/1's hit for 3. So, crack you for 10, go. Or 14, sorry, way more than 10. Yeah, if you have P.R.O.M.P.T out, it doesn't die to Lascars. And we have Runebind to Time Walk Lascars, which is sweet. So, like, yep, stun my thing, sure. Hex is completely free to play if you want it to be. The account doesn't cost you anything to create it, and you get a bunch of cards just for signing up, and you can grind the in-game currency to collect a collection, just like in other digital TCGs. Hex does have a full buy-sell trade secondary market, though, so you can also just pay cash for cards if you'd rather do that instead of grinding. So you get to decide, you know, is it worth your time or is it worth your money? You can pick one or the other. Yeah, all right. Yep, there's a secondary market, which is nice. Think I want this extra Transmogrifade? I don't know, our main deck seems like it's probably pretty good here, right? I kind of don't mind trimming a Tribunal Magistrate just because my opponent's likely to have copies of Hero Fall in their deck. I think Empress is too good to cut a copy of. I think that's all I want to do is just transmog in, Runebind out. I could see a couple copies of Confounding Ire just because like it counters their removal, and I could also counter their threats. I guess I don't hate that. Trim a Prompt and Shardsworn. Yeah, let's do that, see how it feels. Be a little bit more controlling. I like this deck a lot. It gets consistency from Arcane Focus. It gets extra card draw from Consult the Talons. I say it seems okay. It's a little bit slow, but like my opponent's deck isn't particularly aggressive, I don't feel like. I've got Sapphire Ices to guarantee I'm going to hit some non-resources here. Put a mulligan to 5. So, Sneaper, put a mulligan to 4, I guess. Are we even going to play a game? Alright, yep, keep. They're going to give it the old college try, I can respect that. Withering Gaze is annoying, they take my Consult the Talons away. I ended up finishing 3-3 while sniping the Legacy Challenge. I went 3-2 against decks that were designed... I went 3-2 against decks that were designed to beat the deck I was playing, and then I ended up going... ended up losing the last round to Eldrazi. Eldrazi Stumpy. They had one of the... On the play in Game 3, they went Eye of Ugin into 3-2 drops, and I just couldn't get out from underneath it. 2-drop? That's another Tribunal Magistrate, sure. It's a little bit awkward against Hero Fall. Something important to keep in mind with Copycat is, like, if our opponent plays out an Underworld Crusader here, we can Copycat their Crusader. The game-breaking combo Pocket Army plus Kismet. It's probably great and sealed. Well, if they don't have a Hero Fall here, we're going to be in an amazing spot. Because we're going to go second Tribunal Magistrate into a bunch of Copycat decks. If they Hero Fall us, we actually just have literal nothing going on. Just a Rotcast deal. So you saw this card light up when my opponent played that Rotcast. When this is in play, every time my opponent plays a resource, it puts 2 Spider Eggs in their deck. Skittering Cultivator. Alright, I'm going to play Skittering Cults out. I played a tiny bit of Limited. I played a tiny bit of this Limited format. I'm not a huge fan of Limited, but... Will Snipe for food with the 10-month resubscription. Thank you very much and welcome back. I appreciate the continued support. Because I want to play around a possible removal spell out of them. I feel like if they have a removal spell, they might kill this. Like if I play out these Copycats, like I feel like I'm far enough ahead that I can afford to just like play around a removal spell. Like that. JW with the 7-month resubscription. Thank you very much for the continued support and welcome back. I do appreciate it. Well, my opponent now knows I have a bunch of copycats. So Skittering Cultivator says Diligence, so every time it readies, it summons 2 Dreadlings. So this guy actually is going to start attacking for 3 now, so he closes pretty quick. And then Empress of Ice, sign me up. In general, buying singles is a better idea. Unless you're into the cosmetic items. Like this battle board that I'm playing on was a $10 cosmetic item. Do you have a 3rd removal spell? They do not. Ah, opponent mulligan to 4 that game, so like, not really a strong showing for them. It's pretty reasonable. It's got 2 Copycats in it, which is one of our more powerful cards. We're looking for a payoff at this point. I'm going to go ahead and lead on Sapphire Ice and put a non-resource on top of my deck, I think. Yeah, I have no idea. I feel like there are infinite champions that would be better than Malzok. But I've played against that person several times on the ladder. They're always playing Malzok with that deck. You're right. Focus. This is why you focus before this, because I was going to get a resource with this, but that focus only had the options between resources, so, you know, details. Oh, is that where Christy's at? She's 26. The opponent's sleeve is the Found in Chest for Frostheart. This is the AA anti-Deathcry card. I'm forgetting what I think it's like. Reverend something or other. I did. I am a dirty... We're looking for a 2-drop here or a 3-drop. Alright, Focus is a redraw. Okay, Skittering Cultivator's a touch late. So I would have found Skittering on the first focus. We would have been able to play Skittering this turn. Now we can't play it till next turn. Silent Sentinel. Yeah, that sounds right. Go ahead and play Skittering Cultivator here. I don't think I want a Copycat. I think we're just going to pass the turn. They want to spend removal on the Skittering Cultivator. They can. Hopefully they give us a Rune Ear or an Underworld Crusader worth copycatting next turn if we don't draw a bomb of our own. Strangle, yep, that's why we didn't try and copycat that. Because copycat targets when it deploys, so that means my opponent has a chance to kill the thing we're trying to copycat in response. I love that person on Twitter has just become a living meme. That's sad. So I could play one of these Copycats out as a 1/1, so I can Consult the Talons this turn, but I think that's miserable. They only have 1 point of power in play, so I'm just going to keep passing the turn here, I think. You shill, right? Like, I'm just shilling with the best of them, okay? How far from... Oh, that's a good question. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or only 4, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's only 4 currently. 5, 6, 7. Okay, so they can go Shard Culmination me here. And we'll concede. Good beat. Good beat. And they had to hit exactly 3 there. They had to hit exactly 3 there because they spent all of the resources to cast it. Fucking Burgle, that was his fault. I'm gonna blame Burgle on that one. Hashtag blame Burgle. I'm gonna leave all 4 Empress in. I feel like that's a card that just like rails them. We're bringing in Confounding Ire, and we have Runebind to protect our Empress from removal. I think this is fine. It's a Psychic Ascension matchup. I feel like this isn't a Psychic Ascension matchup. How to play this game. Hopefully not have our opponent hit the perfects there. It's a little medium, but it's probably fine. I think I'm going to focus on 1 here. Yeah, I think Culmination should probably be in the Redlings reserves. The copy of Redlings we've been playing and testing in my group has 2 or 3 copies on the board, I think. Would love a Skittering Cultivator. We can't play it on 2 because of this. This is a slow shard, but if we rip a Sapphire, we can. Focus first. Hit a shard. I think I just want another guaranteed resource here. Dreadlings are a created card that things like Skittering Cultivator makes. Redlings is a deck name. Redlings is what we call the Ruby Blood Dreadlings deck. Well, they don't have any removal spells that they can play here because the 2-cost removal all require blood. Okay. A lot of bad ones to hit in their crypt now, so hopefully when they champ power they'll just get a shard back. These Consult the Talons are a little bit clunky without some more threats. There's one of the downsides of boarding out things like Warpsteel Shardsworn in this matchup. But Consult the Talons is like a powerful effect, so I definitely want them in my deck still. My opponent tries to kill this, I'm going to Runebind it in response. It's pretty okay. Attack with this. I think I'm going to cool it on playing this. I'm going to try and kill this here. I feel like they're going to try and kill this here. And I'm going to Runebind it and save it. Yeah, when this readies and we make Dreadlings, we'll be able to Consult the Talons with them. I'm not playing the Commander P.R.O.M.P.T out here because I feel very strongly like they're telegraphing a removal spell here, and I don't want to just run this into removal when I could just draw 1 more resource and then be able to protect it with Runebind. Where should I look to see format staples? So you can go to... is that the link? Yeah, this is all of most of the best decks in the standard right now. Do you think Sapphire Dabby Control is better? Yes. I really don't like the Sapphire Wild Control deck. I think the Sapphire Dabby Control deck is one of the better decks in the format right now, and I think the Sapphire Wild deck is not particularly good. The Sapphire Wild deck is like this awkward mix between like this thing that wants to be a tempo deck and wants to be a control deck. And it's not particularly good at being either. Oh, I need to change a diaper. Sorry about that. This is gonna get to ready. Oh, they had a discard. That's great for us. Let's go and consult the talents here. God bless. I'm gonna play this out. I'm gonna play this out. Pass the turn here. You feel like they intentionally discarded Seeker? That's fair. Yep. Yep. I think I'm runebinding this. I think with 2 runebinds I can probably get through this. If we hit enough copycats, we can actually kill them here. If we're really lucky. There's one. Alright, I'll play Tribunal Magistrate. And then Tribunal Magistrate gives each of my troops, gives each of my dreadlings, +1 power for each veteran I control. So if we draw a second copycat here, they die. That's unfortunate. So now we play this copycat. I copy this Tribunal Magistrate. Gosh, we're so close to lethal. So each of these give all of my guys plus, give all of my Dreadlings plus 4 power. Put a non-resource. Did I have lethal if I didn't consult? Oh, because I drew the... Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right, I did. I didn't count. I should have counted how much this was going to be, so the old miss lethal. Sure, yep. And they're going to hit that right away, because I deserve that. Alright, hope for the best. I have to play more cards here and put more spiders in their deck. Every time they play a card, they're getting 4 spiders in their deck. But yeah, we definitely should have killed them there. Alright, they just kill one of these magistrates. We should still have lethal here. Alright, so they're dead. Empress, lock your stuff down. Yep. Dead. Alright, so you missed lethal and then weren't punished. God bless. Yeah, I think this is fine. I don't have boarding guides written for all of the budget decks, unfortunately. It takes a lot of time to do that much more. I think I'm okay with what I did. I click submit. Runebind is such a strong addition to this deck. Such a strong addition. Yep, seems pretty good, right? And we're guaranteed a 3rd resource with this ice. Poor Declan, he's upset. Mom came home to throw some lunch on the crock pot, or dinner on the crock pot, and he's upset she left. Yeah, look at that. They figured out they should take my draw 3. Props to you, Kagalichu opponent. Saw the line. I'm going to be greedy here and put a non-resource on top of my deck. Maybe I'm supposed to actually just focus on one here. So that way I can decide later if I want a resource or non-resource with that. Because like one of these could potentially be 2 resources or 2 non-resources. Yeah, I think I should have sequenced that differently. Copycat's a good pickup. Runebind's a good hit. It'll be able to protect our Empress when we play it. Transmogrifade seems great in case they have a Bride of the Damned or a Crusader. Does this deck play Crusader? I feel like it doesn't. Do the decks on the primal thing still really not include reserves? Okay, this tag's Bride of the Damned at least, though, so we got that going for us. They've been to Rotpaw Gang here, so that's, like, kinda relevant. Did they cycle a shard and then miss a shard drop? Oh, TCG players. Oh, TCG players. Huh. Well, now I'm just, like, punishing you, right? Now I'm just, like, playing this, and then copycatting it. Alright, attack you for 15. Blocks? Blocks? Anyone? Blocks? That's why the Empress deck is sweet. It has play to it with cards like Runebind and Consult the Talons and Arcane Focus, and you just get to attack people for 15 on turn 4. Oh, look, they found a blood shard. Play this Empress of Ice. Exhaust one of your dorks. And this is lethal, right? Yep. I can Runebind a removal spell here if you have one. Dead. Alright. Sweet. 2-0 with the Mono Sapphire deck. Five to go. The grind is real. Is she 26? Is that what you said? She's 26? So my wife plays Hex on and off. She's Krillodactyl. She's 26th on the ladder right now. She took a couple of seasons off because she was studying for a bunch of exams for work. But she's going to queue for the CCS this season, it's looking like. Redlings and Mono Ruby mostly. I really like the Sapphire deck. It's got a lot of play to it. Runebind's powerful. Runebind feels like, and like the blood decks aren't super popular right now. Like the blood decks were like the really tough matchups for this deck. I feel like this deck has a lot of play to it against decks like the Sapphire Diamond Control, like the ones that don't have Hero Fall. What actually beats Empress? What's its win rate against Empress? So last season, what was the deck that preyed on Empress? The blood decks are decks that generally give it a hard time for Empress. It varies every season, Norris. Christy is in the Heroes, Immortal Echoes. What is Storm good against? Storm is good against a small subset of decks. It's mostly a fun casual deck. It's good against the control decks in the format, and it's okay against the mid-range deck, and it's terrible against the Ruby aggressive decks. Remember, the ladder isn't just like this... The ladder isn't just like this metric where you can just assume... like, you're going to have at X, winning X matches gets you to Y rank. You're competing against other people in real time who are also playing the game. So, like, your rank is competing against their rating. So it depends on how many people are playing and what their rating is. You know, sometimes you can, like, win 2 matches in a row and not gain a ladder spot. And sometimes you could win a match and jump 5 or 6 ladder spots. Depends on what the rating is and how people are grouped up, basically. What is the dumbest deck you ever lost to in High Cosmic? I don't know. Hex's ladder meta is always usually pretty varied, so I don't really have good matchups up there. I wonder if this matchup's hard. They don't kill. This matchup's probably difficult, right? Like, they have access to Hero Fall. They don't. You want to watch the bus? That one? Okay. This matchup's probably hard for us because they don't care about their troops getting locked down mostly. 1-1 against Goot. I feel like if their deck has a lot of all the powerful cards, they're probably gonna have a hard time. Goot often doesn't play Frostlock, I don't think. It's a decent draw. Man, look how good we are. We milled the Twilight Eclipse. Now I just gotta draw Surgical Extraction and take it out. Well, if Hero Fall... Oh, they can't Hero Fall us next turn. God bless. I'll start by attacking with these. Alright, if we had a Shard next turn, we're just going to have infinite Tribunal Magistrates, which would be great. Yeah, a lot of them play Radiant Physician. The one that had the highest placing finish in the CCS played Radiant Physician. Okay, it's going to take out this Tribunal Magistrate, which is fine. They haven't actually hit a blood threshold yet, so they took out one Tribunal Magistrate. If we hit a Sapphire, we get to go play Sapphire, hit this, and then double Copycat. Okay, well, you know. Can't stack into the 3/3. Okay, they've got one. Hilltop Monastery. Oh, that was generated off here. It's like, that's an interesting one. Shard. Runebind. Alright, well, play another Magistrate out. So every time they play a non-resource, they get 4 eggs in their deck now. And our spiders get a lot bigger. If they hit even one spider and we get to go Prompt plus Copycats, we'll be very lethal very quickly. Yep, just keep playing those things out. So you see my opponent's deck is up to 60 cards here. Just gonna take this 5. They don't even really want to make Valors, right? Because it'll, if they make Valors, that means, they're going to play a Valor, put 4 eggs in their deck. Draw a spider. Rats. Alright, play a couple cards out for me. Alright, not a Hero Fall, though. I didn't mean that. Anything but a Hero Fall. Probably going to chump block with this turn. Yeah, I'll take one more hit, I think. Nah, I'm gonna chump block. I might Runebind this next turn. They could have From the Ashes, you're not wrong. A lot of these aggressive ones don't, though. At least not in the main deck. There's a Twilight Archon, sure. Ding. Alright, so now what do I want to do here is the question. I can't play Prompt yet, but I can play all these copycats. Do I want to copy their Twilight Archon? I feel like I want to copy their Twilight Archon at least once. Am I just going all in on this? Am I going all in on copying their Twilight Archon? I think I am, actually. And then I can Commander P.R.O.M.P.T next turn. I have, like, Runebind to, like, protect me from anything going super wrong. Thank you, Mr. Twilight Archon. I appreciate your services. Services rendered. Man, Declan, you are just like a monolith of salt this morning, huh? Alright, so I'll triple block. They're not even supposed to attack here, right? Alright, I'd like to draw a non-slow shard so I can have this Runebind up. Alright, have a random 5-drop. I'm just gonna hold this Runebind up here. Moonsong Oracle, sure. Smaller than Twilight Archons. Things that are smaller than my Twilight Archons for 100. No, I want to hold the Runebind just in case something goes sideways. They're at 20. Like, I'm only hitting for 15. Like, I feel like I feel like I'm more than far enough ahead that I can play around a removal spell here. Yeah! 7 power spiderlings! Copycat! Copycat, yeah! Copycat! Copycat, yeah! Copycats! Copycats, yeah! Copycat is so good. It's so good! It's so good! Alright, so the End of the Unknowns are great. Transmogrifade seems pretty bad. The Verdict of the Ancient Kings seem fine. Am I supposed to bring in Confounding Ire just because their blood cards are the ones that I care about? Does that seem loose? I'm gonna cut a Tribunal Magistrate and a P.R.O.M.P.T just to hedge. Oh, Empress is pretty terrible, right? I'm gonna leave like 2 of those in. Leave this P.R.O.M.P.T in. Bring in 1 Confounding Ire. How do you feel about that? Like 2 Verdicts and Ire, 3 Into the Unknowns. I think I like this. I think I like this. Maybe this is a Psychic Ascension matchup. I guess their troops are kind of big. That's fair. Alright, let's run it. Yeah, I mean, it only sees play in this deck. I think this hand's fine. On the draw, I have a focus. Just pouring out Jacob Bowl of his favorite snack. You know, Cooler Ranch Doritos. This stream is in no way endorsed by Doritos, but Doritos, if you're out there, it could be. Look at that. Drew the ice, just like the perfects on turn 1 here. Put another resource on top of my deck. Ice, ice, baby. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Here, you want these? Give me your bowl. Look at that, we're so lucky he drew a 3rd shard. I probably want to hold up Verdict on 3, right? On my 3, they're 4. So, because if they have Twilight, they're just, like, jamming it down my throat. Take another resource. They might not have had the 4th resource, so am I supposed to wait here now? I feel like I'm going to get too far behind if I just wait here. Yeah, I'm just gonna Empress lock up this board. I can Into the Unknown the Twilight if they have it. It's not exciting, but it's whatever. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Level up. Level up. I'm not sure why that card's in their deck right now. Gets rid of Blood and Wild Troops. I'm gonna Into the Unknown. This Twilight Eclipse, and then we can hold up Verdict of the Ancient Kings. They could get something scary like From the Ashes off of it, but I think it's better than leaving them with a Twilight Eclipse here. Twilight Eclipse, at the start of every one of their turns, deals a damage to us for every constant they control, and it has life drain. Oh, it's made from the... Got it. So they're just playing it out. Good catch. Good catch. If you mouse over a card like this, you can see the little line from it that tells me it was a created card from this Daybreak Diviner. Yeah, this card is fine. I want to save this Verdict for something that's meaningful. Like, I can fight over the next removal spell in the second Empress if I need to. I'm going to hold on to this Sapphire Shard. We don't gain anything by playing it out this turn because I'm not playing both Tribunal Magistrates. I'd rather hold up a Verdict of the Ancient Kings. So this way, if they, like, draw a resource and play a Twilight Reverend, I can use the Sapphire Shard to exhaust it and then keep it locked down. Yep, that's fine. I see my opponent's deck go up by 2 cards every time they play something now. Focus. I guess Into the Unknown? I guess. Neither of those seem particularly great. Is Into the Unknown good enough for this matchup? It's probably fine. I guess it was good there. I took the Twilight River. I took the Twilight Eclipse off the table. G more. Now, every time they play a card, they get 4 eggs in their deck. And again, gonna hold that resource. And we're actually only attacking them for 1 a turn because the Daybreak's gaining them a life. This is kinda awkward. Okay, attack with my Empress, cycle this coin. I need to play more than 4 utility shards. Into the Unknown at Daybreak, that sounds like a recipe for a disaster. Runebind's a good pickup. I suppose I could Into the Unknown and Decree a Banishing, right? And get one of these back? Because this returns it and then transforms it, right? Nightfall. Am I okay with that? Just gonna let them play a Twilight, whatever. I feel like there's a pretty good chance. I don't care. I have a Sapphire Shard. What do I care if he has the thing? Decree says if it leaves play, right? When this leaves play, put the voided card into play. That's exactly how it works. Make another Tribunal Magistrate here. I don't think I can't actually copy this one, because if you copycat something that's already copycatted, this is going to turn into a 1/1, because copycat reverts the thing it's targeting. So now, they're getting 6 eggs in their deck every time they play a card. If they put a non-resource on top here, it's a good chance it's an egg. They're probably getting a resource. They're looking for another blood, I would assume. Yep, don't care about that one. I think at this point, I'm going to get my Skittering Cultivator back. Yeah, I'm going to Into the Unknown this one to get my Skittering Cultivator back. Because this thing makes 2 Dreadlings. Which means that those Dreadlings will have 1, 2, 3, 4. They'll have +4 power times 3, so they're going to be like 12 power Dreadlings. I probably should have done that a couple turns ago, honestly. But I think the Runebind solidifies my decision to be aggressive here, because I can just close this game out now. I have this Verdict and this Runebind to, like, buy myself a couple of turns regardless of what they play. So, like, this thing's going to make 2 Dreadlings next turn. They're just going to be huge, huge Dreadlings, man! Woo! 13 power Dreadlings, just like that, Spooder friend. What if we don't do that? What if we just, like, didn't? Yeah, Empress! Alright, let's play one more, and then we're gonna call it an afternoon. Be going for... you know what? I think I'm gonna wrap here. The kids are ready for an actual lunch and have, instead of just snacks, and we've been going for almost 6 hours since we started earlier today. Thanks everyone for hanging out. I'll be back again tomorrow morning, and I will catch y'all around later. Thank you everyone for watching as always. I'm gonna see if there's anyone online that I want to give a host to. I think I'm going to send y'all in the direction of a Magic streamer, because there's no one else streaming Hex right now. So, peace, folks. Be back on again tomorrow with Magic into Hex.